Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are tearing down a serious master blueprint. We're looking at a space where high-level strategy meets boots-on-the-ground execution. It's called the Income Engine OS, and it proves one fundamental rule of digital business: systems beat tactics, every single time. So let's dive right in and deconstruct exactly how a digital empire like this is built.
Here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start with the engine-first philosophy, look at SaaS as the hero, break down the Infinite Flywheel, dive into FCT as the North Star, map the beachhead to empire expansion, and finally, look at the raw execution reality. All right, part one, the engine-first philosophy, or why systems always win over tactics. Okay, so this entire philosophy requires a massive mindset shift. Elite brands, you see, they don't just sell a list of features, they actually sell a completely new identity. Take a look at this. On one side, you have the normal employee, someone just endlessly scrambling after random, exhausting tactics. But contrast that with the target identity they've created, the income engineer. This is an AI business owner who builds systems that literally work while they sleep. They aren't just selling you a course on how to make a few extra bucks on the side, they are selling the ultimate leverage of a fully automated AI-powered business. Moving to part two, SaaS as the hero. Let's look at the architectural blueprint. So how do you actually build an ecosystem that supports this huge identity shift? Simple. You make the software the absolute star of the show. Notice the specific roles here. The academy, it just explains the work. The community supports the work. But the OS, the software as a service, that actually runs the daily work. Think about it. Courses eventually end, and communities, well, they can quiet down. But the operating system creates daily utility and serious workflow lock-in. Backed by proprietary AI agents and data, the SaaS forms this massive protective moat. Everything else in the business exists purely to support that software.
And here is where the math gets really fun. Because the software delivers tangible financial returns, they can price it against the ROI rather than the raw cost. The target is a strict 3-to-1 lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio. To put that into perspective, because of the monthly recurring revenue, it only takes 62 members, just 62, at a $97 monthly price point to hit $6,000 a month in revenue. That leaves over $300 in year one profit per user. It is just a ruthlessly efficient model.
Which brings us to part three, the Infinite Flywheel and how they engineer growth.
This is the kinetic energy of the whole operation. It's a completely automated growth engine built as a perfect closed loop. It starts with YouTube content that builds trust, which then fills a webinar, which drives users directly into the OS. Once they're inside the software, the user achieves their first commission. That success instantly becomes a powerful case study, and here's the magic, those case studies are the exact fuel used for the ads that start the entire cycle over again. The actual output of the product feeds the top of the marketing funnel. The whole philosophy of that flywheel boils down to this one idea: earning members never leave. They literally become your marketing. User success isn't just, a nice byproduct. It is the absolute engine of acquisition. If your software makes them money, they stick around, for sure. And their success story, that buys your next batch of users. Let's look at part four, FCT, the North Star metric.
So what makes that flywheel actually spin so incredibly fast? It's an absolute, undeniable obsession with first commission time, or FCT. This is the exact time it takes from the moment a member joins to launching a campaign, generating a lead, and finally earning their first commission. This is their ultimate North Star. It tracks exactly how fast a user gets a real, undeniable financial result. Because FCT is that North Star. Every single feature, every academy lesson, every new AI agent is filtered through one brutal question. Does this reduce first commission time? If yes, build it. If no, toss it out. It's a ruthless framework, but it completely kills feature bloat and forces the entire engineering team to obsess over user success.
Next up, part five, beachhead to empire. Here's the expansion roadmap.
You don't just build an empire on day one, right? You start with a beachhead. In phase one, which is happening right now, that beachhead is email CPA marketing. It's super high margin and it proves the OS actually works. But once they hit their trigger metrics, specifically getting that FCT under 7 days and retention over 60%, they expand. Phase 2 moves into AI SaaS builders and agencies using the exact same infrastructure. And ultimately, their 10-year vision in Phase 3 is massive platform scale, featuring a complete creator ecosystem and a marketplace for templates and AI agents.
And this is where the engine-first approach is just pure genius. Think about the risk of building a business on a single tactic. If email CPA totally dies tomorrow, guess what? The proprietary OS infrastructure is still sitting there completely intact. They can just pivot the beachhead to an AI agency model. What if AI providers wildly change their pricing? No problem. They have a multi-model abstraction layer ready to go. Ad platforms fail, the community flywheel takes over. The tactic itself is disposable. The underlying system is invincible.
Finally, part 6, execution reality, actually building the engine.
Because strategy without execution is just hallucination. But this system is live and validated right now. They are running Icebreaker version 5.2 using highly sophisticated models like Llama 3.3. They've built these amazing avatar personas that shape real URL-grounded copy, complete with a functional CAN-SPAM compliant engine. The unit economics are completely validated. This engine isn't just theoretical on a whiteboard, it is humming.
Of course, building software means you are constantly clearing hurdles. Their immediate next step, they call it Slice 0, is implementing a clean background run process for their API. Why is that so absolutely critical? Because right now, processing a really large list causes server timeouts. And if they have timeouts, they can't accurately measure their North Star metric, first commission time. The technical architecture must flawlessly support the business strategy.
And let me tell you, they are fiercely protective of that architecture. They literally reject what they call landmine code to protect the OS. For instance, a proposed quick fix was completely thrown out recently because it hard-coded the wrong AI model, it had indentation errors, and it relied on this volatile in-memory job store that would just die on a server restart. It would have literally wiped existing API endpoints. They utterly refused to compromise the integrity of the core engine just to push a fast update. Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought to take away. Look at your own digital projects and roadmaps. Are you just selling fleeting information and chasing fragile tactics? Or are you engineering a true, resilient operating system that actually works while you sleep? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and keep building those systems.